About the youth in Nigeria. We have Hon.Hussein Umar Ibrahim, a youth leader and advocate for good governance, member, Presidential Campaign Council of the Youth Wing, All Progressives Congress. Honorable Ibrahim, may we meet with you?
Good morning to you, the men of the press. Good morning to every Nigerian out there. I am Honorable Hussein Umar Ibrahim. I hail from Kogi State. I hail from Kogi East, to be precise, in the north-central part of this country. I am the Deputy National Coordinator of the All Progressive Congress Youth Ambassadors Forum. I'm also a member of the National Youth Wing Campaign Council, set aside to deliver our principal as president in 2023 polls. It is important for me to start by reassuring my love for the Nigerian people and reassuring my love for Nigeria as a country. I am a patriot by excellence. I am one advocate of true federalism. I am a lover of democracy. I am committed to nation building. I am committed to working tirelessly in quest of the rebirth of this nation. It is very important for me to note that I am a creative mind thinker who ponders about the problem of this day and age, and equally search to possess the analytical tool, the language expertise, the cross-cultural understanding, and the historical knowledge to tackle these problems.
So now that we have met with you, we would like to know the matter concerning youth marginalization in politics. Talking about the demography of Nigeria's youth, that's much more than that of the elderly and women. What is your assertion about youth marginalization in politics in Nigeria?
You see, as a young person over the years, I chose to advocate for the right of young people in this country. And today, as a youth advocate, I'm going to stress the need for youth participation in the political affairs of this nation. As a creative mind thinker, as I have mentioned earlier, youth marginalization and politics is one topic I have always thought of. It is one topic I am currently researching on. It is one topic that cannot be swept under the carpet, and it is one topic that must be addressed immediately. I want the young people of this country to know that the task of nation building is a collective effort, and so therefore we must remain focused, we must remain motivated, we must remain committed to doing everything possible to make sure that this country works for our generation and other generation to come. The percentage of youth participation in politics today is very alarming. That is why I am saying we as young people of this country, we must come together, we must eliminate religious and tribal sentiments, we must eliminate the looting of Nigerian government money. It's a turn-by-turn process, and just hoping that power comes to us just by luck. But then unfortunately, the younger generation of this country are not to be blamed for this underdevelopment. The older generation of this country that has ruled us since independence are to be blamed for this alarming situation. I wasn't born in 1960. I wasn't born in the First Republic, but as a student of history and political science, I can confirm to you that the problem of youth marginalization in politics can be traced to as far back as 1960. I am saying this because these people have created no concrete roles for we, the young people of this country, to attain power legitimately. There are numerable factors that has hindered youth participation in politics today, and I have promised to discuss. Talking about the major factor, which is poverty. Under poverty, we have some factors. We have types of poverty and how it hinders youth participation in Nigerian politics. Firstly, the inability of the Nigerian government to provide free and quality education to the Nigerian people is a major factor. You see, most Nigerians are not lucky to be born into wealthy families. Most Nigerians are not lucky to be born with what we call the silver spoon. The fact that they cannot afford quality education due to lack of finances, coupled with the fact that the government has not provided free education to these people, they only grow older in the society to become political enforcers, to be used for political thuggery and any other form of societal atrocity that you can think of. That is one. Secondly, the inability of the Nigerian government to provide adequate jobs and decent shelter to the Nigerian people, or I say the Nigerian young people, is a major factor. You all know that it is difficult out there. A lot of young people who are educated are out there struggling because there are no jobs in the country. Some of these people are already breadwinners in their family. And they are carried away by struggles. They do not even have the interests to know what is happening in the country, talk less of you asking them to come and participate in the political affairs of this nation. Thirdly, the position of the Nigerian youths and social media. We, the young people of this country, we must wake up and stop seeing the social media as a form of participation in politics. Yes, I know, even though we are men of the screen and we are not men of the book, social media participation has not really worked for us over the years. What we believe is, if you are a young person in this country, if you believe you have not been governed well, if you believe that you can make a difference in the society, what we expect from you is to report to your ward, join a political party from your ward, become a card-carrying member of one of the political parties across this country. When you are done with that, you can proceed by consulting your grassroots. If you are accepted by your people, you should learn to contest elections. If you do not win elections on first trial, you should have it in mind that you have the right to vote and be voted for every 4 democratic years. Fourthly, another challenge that has hindered youth participation in Nigerian politics today is the inability of the Nigerian government to invest in human capital. It is only when the government invests in human capital that people tend to know their potentials as citizens of this country. It is a major obligation for the Nigerian government to provide vocational training for the youths, vocational skills, in the view of investing in human that would automatically promote accelerated economic growth in this country. Also, another factor that has hindered youth participation in politics today is the lack of loan grants by the federal government. At this point, at the level Nigeria is now, the Nigerian government should start up capital to every young person that has a promising and encouraging business proposal. We as young people of this country regret the actions of Aminu Adamu. That is why we have tendered an apology to the First Lady of this country. We have also tendered another apology to every Nigerian that has been aggrieved on this matter. You see, when the news got to me and I discovered the Aminu schools in the Federal University of Duse, immediately I wrote a letter to my friend, Honorable Bello Usman Khalifa, who happens to be the president of the Student Union Government of the Federal University of Duse at this time. In my letter, I urged Honorable Usman Bello Khalifa as the SUG president to call on the structure not to advocate for the right of freedom of speech for Aminu, but rather condemn the actions of Aminu for the sake and integrity of constituted authority. You see, if I were to be the president of the Student Union Government of the Federal University of Duse, or I were to be the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, I would be lecturing Aminu, among other 1,000 students in various varsities, on the issue of constituted authority and respect for constituted authority. We must understand that not every Nigerian child, not every Nigerian student is lucky to be in civic education classes in secondary school where we were taught of constituted authority and respect for constituted authority. The combination of Asiwaju and Shetima is well described as a combination of a strategist and a technician. Asiwaju as a technician in the sense that he possesses the technical know-how to forge ahead developments in this country. I can tell you that Asiwaju is a talent hunter. You can confirm this statement by assessing the politicians in play today who graduated from the Asiwaju School of Politics and how well they are doing in their portfolio today. What I am saying is Asiwaju is the only man on the ballot with vast experience to deliver excellent public administration in this country. Now Shetima, Shetima is a strategist in the sense that he has stood as a strategy for the All Progressive Congress. Let me take you back to the presidential primaries of the APC in 2022. It would be only ethically or morally correct for the APC to pick a Christian as the vice presidential candidate to Asiwaju, but then politically it went wrong. Nigerians must understand that when you are talking about we politicians, when you are talking about contesting elections, one of the very first process we adopt is what is called the political consultation and the political calculus. After extensive consultation, after extensive calculus, the APC as a party has discovered that the Muslim ticket is the only option left to win 2023 polls. Remember, as a party, we must not stand the chance to lose 2023 presidential election. But then I would continue to say that the religion of a candidate does not matter. What matters at this time is competence and character. I stand to remind the opposition that you cannot fly religious kites just to curry the sympathy of the Nigerian people. Nigerians are wiser now. Nigerians are more civil at that. There is nothing like the Igbo poverty. There is nothing like the Muslim poverty. There is nothing like the Hausa insurgency. There is nothing like the pagan poverty. We are all one and it affects us all. The ideology to share religious kites is what I will refer to as a rotten fallacy. At this time, we must drop politics and sentiments and forge ahead for the betterment of this nation. Talking about the 2023 presidential election, after extensive research by me, I've been able to put my thoughts and ideas on a piece of paper to critically analyze the major presidential candidates and their journey to 2023 presidential election. My article is in circulation, and then before I leave here, I would like to hand over a copy of my article to your media house. After extensive consultation, I can confidently confirm to you that the Asiwaju's presidency is a done deal. After extensive calculus, I can confirm to you that Asiwaju will emerge the beneficiary of the calculus. I am saying this because there are some strategies and technicalities that are in place today that serves as an advantage automatically to the APC and its candidates. One of those technical strategies I'm talking about is the vote-splitting electoral effect in political sciences. Vote-splitting electoral effect is the distribution of votes among multiple similar candidates, thereby reducing the chances of any of the multiple similar candidates to win the election, and thereby increasing the chances of a dissimilar candidate to win the election. At this point, I refer to Obi and Kwankwaso as a similar candidate because they suffer the same political illness. I refer to Asiwaju and Atiku as a dissimilar candidate because they suffer the same political illness. My idea is, in 2019, when Peter Obi was the vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar, they polled the total votes of about over 12 million votes, which Atiku has boasted recently to have on standby. What I'm saying is that out of that 12 million votes, I can tell you that Peter Obi is the genesis of an encouraging number of that particular votes. Today, Peter Obi is alive. Peter Obi is in the presidential bid in another political party. Ordinarily, his supporters who voted for him, who voted for the PDP in 2019 because of him, would vote for the LP in this election. That is one. Secondly, we shouldn't forget that the Peter Obi momentum is on the rise because of his mantra of getting the country back for the people. The main point of this is that they are going to be agents of vote-splitting electoral effects. Another agent of vote-splitting electoral effects is Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who is the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party. He is a famous politician. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a high-profile Nigerian politician. No one can deny the fact that he has a vibrant national structure across this country. His existence on the presidential bid ordinarily is supposed to be a threat to both Asiwaju and Atiku, but then because Atiku is a northerner and Asiwaju is not a northerner, it has less effect on Atiku, leaving all the effects to It has less effect on Asiwaju, leaving all the effects to Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. Another strategy in place is that the 2023 presidential election is going to be conducted under the framework of the new electoral acts of the 2022. I refer to the new electoral act as crucial and critical in a view to curb the menace of collating. There is a provision of technology to be used to curb this menace. Apart from that, talking about the polling units, if you remember the 16 years of PDP, there are so many polling units in this country that they have designed to favor them for life. They have programmed it to serve them for life. But as I talk to you now, the present INEC chairman has removed polling units from the home of clergymen, from the home of traditional rulers in this country. Polling units are going to be on neutral grounds now. I believe that this is a win for the APC. I believe that the APC has another chance. Nigeria has given the APC another chance to rule this country for another 8 years. This is the time for the power to go back to the South. Talking about the campaign of the major presidential candidates, it is obvious that the party have been organizing attacks to themselves just to curry the sympathy of the Nigerian people. Apart from that, I believe the INEC as a body are not checkmating the movement of this political party. Candidates like Sowore, candidates of like Al-Mustafa are not doing presidential rallies. There should be a point where, because of these movements, because of their lack of appearance in rallies, I think they should be disqualified. Okay, yes. Like, let me talk about my party. Talking about my party, I would talk of the statements of Asiwaju before even the presidential primaries, when he made the statement of the Emilocon. Nigerians have defined that particular statement as a form that he is trying to claim rights over the country. He believes that it is his time. But then I believe it is not so. Asiwaju believes it is the time of his people. He believed that since the North don't do their own, the Hausa man, or I say the Fulani man, has ruled this country for 8 years. I think it is time where Yoruba man will come, make it play with him if you do for the country. What I'm trying to say is that it is not because Obasanjo has been president in this country that disqualifies another Yoruba man being president in this country. Talking about the Northeast, you said that nobody has been president from the Northeast. But after extensive consultation, the man of the moment in the Northeast, Shetima, has settled for vice presidency. It is in the interest of somebody from the Northeast to view the election as, after 8 years of Asiwaju, ordinarily, a lot of people will clamor that Shetima, as vice president of this country for 8 years, should take over after Asiwaju. And then by then, I promise you are going to get another statement in their own dialects that comes similar with the Emilocon statement.
All right, so I'll ask the next question. Do you think the candidates have respected the peace accord they signed before the campaigns?